Today I want to walk you through how to prepare your vegetable garden. This is great for someone who's new at this whole gardening thing and is trying to just figure out how to make things grow. We're going to talk today about clearing weeds out first, determining the needs of your soil, loosening the soil, supplementing, and then finally being able to plan out where things will go in your garden. If you appreciate the content in this video, would you take 1 second to just click that thumbs up button right below the video? If you could subscribe, that would be even better. That helps me be able to put out this free content for you guys every week. All right, so here's what we're starting with. It is overgrown, just a whole bunch of weeds, and not conducive for good vegetable growing. But we're going to change that. So my plan today is to pull out as many weeds as I can, get the dirt turned up a little bit, and get it ready to put some compost in, and get it ready to put some vegetable plants in, hopefully within the next 2 weeks.
You helping, Heidi?
What did you get?
A weed.
You got a weed? Put it in the wheelbarrow. Oh, not in there. Put it in the wheelbarrow. Oh, Heidi, you're so funny. Come on. What a sweet helper. Good job. Can you put it in the wheelbarrow?
All right, so you can take a pitchfork or even a pickaxe, but pitchfork is fine. Drive it underneath some of the weeds and then just pull it up like that, and it'll loosen it, so it'll make it real easy to pull them out.
And it really helps that it was just like raining for a few days this past week, because the ground is really not hard to get the roots out of for the weeds, so it's really helping. If you don't have rain, I would suggest running the hose on it for a little while, because it would really help to keep the dirt nice and loose. All right, that was about an hour, and that was honestly a lot less time than I expected it to be. I'm like tired. I'm sure I'm gonna be sore later, but holy moly, that went actually really well. We're gonna now have to try to break up the soil and take care of the soil a little bit better, but weeds are gone. Feels so good. I'm encouraged to find worms in the soil, plenty of them, so that is usually a good sign of soil that's gonna be good to grow plants. I did find a few grubs, so I'm gonna have to look into what to do now, but I found like 3, and a lot of worms. I'm encouraged by that fact. Now I'm just taking my fancy tool of a pitchfork and you can see the difference between the two sides, where I just kind of pitchforked under the dirt. I know these are like really technical terms, but took the pitchfork, shoved it down with my foot, and pulled it up. So this helps to loosen up the dirt, and will help when we put the compost in it to help things get mixed up and be loosened up to take to the roots of the new plants that we put in here. Okay, I'm out of breath. That was a good workout. But the dirt has been tilled. It's nice and loose now, which it's gonna be really good for the roots to establish in, and I'm pretty good about this Sunday afternoon work that we got done. I got done. I did find a few potatoes over there, which I'm hoping is a good sign that I don't think this garden's been used for a few years. So the fact that there's still something growing in there hopefully means that it's gonna be good for us. Post-gardening snack is necessary. My husband's mowing the rest of the yard. Feeling after like getting yard work done is just the best feeling. Like you're tired and you're sore, but you like feel like, I don't know, you put in an honest day's work. It feels so good. Turns out this whole gardening thing is a nice little lesson for my kids, and maybe for myself too. We have a certain child that tends to resist hard work and, has a hard time when we ask them to do jobs that seem hard. I kind of verbalized my thoughts with them out loud, and I said, oh man, guys, this garden just seemed like such a big job. And I felt like, oh, I don't want to do it. This is going to take so long. It's going to be so much work. and maybe we should just like have someone else do it. And I said, but you know what? I rolled up my sleeves, I got to work, I made the time, and I got it done. And it really wasn't so bad. My kids were like, Mommy, we're so proud of you. It was so cute. So anyway, do whatever we can to turn this into a learning experience, and hoping that they can see that, you know, we can do hard things. We can use what we have in our garden, in our land, and we can make something beautiful, and we can make something that works for our families. All right, so the next part is going to be supplementing the soil that you do have. This is a key part to having plants that are really going to thrive instead of just survive. If you don't have enough worms in your dirt, you can actually buy worms, which is a very crazy purchase to some, but it really could help. I actually bought earthworm castings. I talked about all this in the blog post that's linked below, but yes, I can't believe I actually did buy worm poop from Amazon. You can also buy wool pellets for your garden. These help your soil retain moisture, which in turn means you will have to water less. One really amazing thing that you can do for your soil is to fertilize it with compost. If you do not already have a compost pile that is mature and that is functioning for a garden this year, then you can buy it online. And you can also just see if anyone around you maybe has some to spare. You could also put out ISO on Facebook Marketplace and see if anyone is willing to get rid of some compost. We are starting our compost this summer, so it will not be ready for our garden yet. But my parents have some compost that we're going to take from them. It is the best nutrient-rich soil that you can mix with your other dirt to make a really, really great environment for your vegetables to grow in. All right, so I am planning our vegetable garden for this year, and I am so excited. It's just like such a nerdy thing that I'm so excited about. So I remember as a kid, like my mom would be so excited about planning her gardens and like actually gardening, and I thought it was so lame. Sorry, Mom. I am now that person. All right, so I found this online gardening tool called Garden Planner. It's at this address, gardenplanner.almanac.com, and it is free for like 7 days. I don't know how much it costs after that. I'm hoping I can like do what I need to do in 7 days and then not have to pay for it. But you can basically build your own garden. You take your measurements and you build your own garden, and then I get to put in all the plants next. I'm hoping it's going to be a helpful tool for someone who is definitely a newbie gardener but is willing to, you know, do what I can to make this work. All right, so I've kind of tentatively planned this out, and this is what we have so far for our garden plan. I thought that I was going to need to like build more beds, but I think that for the first year, the suggestion that I keep saying is like, keep it simple, be proud of a smaller garden when you start, and then get more confident and build up to a bigger garden. So this is what we're going to plan for our vegetables for this summer. And we're also going to do a raised herb garden. I can show you what that looks like next, but we actually bought it for a vegetable garden for our last house, and then we moved and we never actually assembled it. So we're going to use that for herbs up closer to our deck. And then the plan is also to put in a few like blueberry bushes, possibly raspberry bushes as well. Again, not trying to go too crazy, but trying to set us up for other years so we can have some homegrown fruits and vegetables on our own little acre.